NBA with our good friend Jalen Rose. And Jalen, Golden State started 0-6, but they're 21-10 since then. What has led to this team's revival?
Well, actually, they got Steven Jackson back. They're playing better basketball with him. He's their emotional leader, a guy that's versatile on both ends of the floor, can score from the three, can post up, and he's bringing them that intensity and that toughness. Baron Davis is obviously their best player. He's a guy that can get you 10, 15 assists, but also get you 25, 30 points. He's the engine that drives the force of Nelly ball. You have Monte Ellis, a guy who was Sixth Man of the Year, stepping up, playing big, shooting a high percentage. My guy Chris Mullin, my former teammate, hired Don Nelson to implement Nelly ball. These guys are getting it done, having a tremendous season so far.
Warriors host Indiana tonight. Now, Jalen, the Bulls were mentioned as a possible suitor for Kobe Bryant early in the season. That obviously didn't happen. Then they fire Scott Skiles. They're still in an uphill battle for any kind of success this season. What should the Bulls do now in terms of making a move, if anything?
Well, if you don't change anything, you get the same result. That's a below-average team that's fighting for the 7th, possibly the 8th spot in the mediocre Eastern Conference when you get beyond Detroit and when you get beyond Boston. It would be possible that they made a move, maybe to get an inside scoring threat. They're really not getting what they designed to get out of their highest-paid players in Kurt Heinrich, who's been on and off the bench this season, and Ben Wallace, who should be their leader and their energy person on a nightly basis when you talk rebounds and blocks. Noah and Tyrus Thomas kind of have the same skill level, been getting great minutes out of Joe Smith. Got to find a way to re-sign Luol Deng and Ben Gordon, big parts of this team.
Earlier we talked about the Warriors' bad start. They've been great since, but you look at Milwaukee, Jalen, this is a team that started 7-4, but they're 8-18 since. Young team, young talent, young front line. What's the problem with the Bucks?
Really, to be honest with you, there's nothing wrong with the Bucks. We didn't think that they were a championship contender coming into the season. They do have Michael Redd. He's one of my favorite performers and scorers in the NBA. Mo Williams stepped this game up as a backcourt player. He's a guy to solidify himself as a starter. But they have to figure out what they want to do with their forward position. Their small forward position, their power forward position have pretty much been a revolving door with Bobby Simmons, with Charlie Villanueva, with Yi-Jin Ling. I think Yi-Jin Ling is going to be a tremendous player in this league to be able to be productive, but not this season as a full-time starter, getting big-time minutes under Andrew Bogut. He had 28 points last night. He's finding his form.
I tell you what, Jalen mentioned a player who could be a fantasy low-buy prospect, and that's Bobby Simmons. You know, he's getting a little bit more playing time, and last night, 8 for 12 from the floor, 17 points in 34 minutes. Keep an eye on him.
All right, Jalen, a former team of yours, the Phoenix Suns, they are 26-11, but they've been a little bit banged up. Nash has missed some time. Hill is out now with the appendectomy. What is the key to the Suns sustaining success despite the speed bumps?
Well, when you're the Phoenix Suns, you always have a great regular season. Their thing is they're going to be judged by what happens come playoff time. Yes, they're a little banged up right now. They're without Grant Hill. But that's why you have 3 All-Stars. You got a 2-time MVP in Steve Nash. You got Amari Stoudemire. You got Sean Marion. Oh, and you got the Sixth Man of the Year from last year, Leandro Barbosa. So they have some guys that can get it done. It's just a matter of finding a way to get it done in the playoffs come playoff time. Will they miss Kurt Thomas, and will their depth become a problem? Those are postseason questions for the Phoenix Suns.
Talk about getting it done. A team that got it done just 2 seasons ago. It seems like a decade ago. The Miami Heat, when they won the NBA championship. They're 8-28 right now. Jalen, what is it going to take to fix this basketball team?
You never want to say never, especially in the NBA marathon of 82-game schedules. But I might be saying never when it comes to the Miami Heat making the playoffs this year. I think it's about time to probably start getting ready for the draft, because it doesn't seem like this team has the oomph that it takes to find a way to make it to the playoffs or make a playoff run. You don't have a healthy Shaquille O'Neal. You're without Alonzo Mourning. Dwayne Wade has been in and out of the lineup. So this doesn't look like a team that's going to find a way to put it together and make a strong playoff run.
Jalen Rose, great stuff as always. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Still ahead on Fantasy Insider, your chance to be involved. You've got questions. I would say we've got answers, but I think that one's already taken. They answer your emails. That's right.
NBA analyst Jalen Rose dropping by to talk about the hottest team in the NBA, the Blazers. But before we get your thoughts on them, we have to go all access with the team that has won 17 of its last 18.
Let's go. Here we go. Each team 5 possession of zone. Here we go. We're not 2. Talk to each other. Talk to each other. Let's do it, Black. Let's do it. Let's do it. Be sharp. Be sharp. Let's go. Here we go. Go.
to have so many guys that you're developing at one time. Most NBA teams don't have that. We got a team of young guys that you're trying to build that chemistry and teach them some things that it's hard to do if they've never gone through it.
Haslam to Mourning, backing down on Chris Billa. His shot blocked by Jones. He's everywhere. Blake takes it out of the air. Ahead to Aldridge. He jammed it. Boom! Chakalaka!
People say, we're the youngest team in the NBA. They was like, we won't have no chance. So I think we felt motivated to prove everybody wrong. Any given night, like guys will step up. So I think we have kind of, a balanced attack right now.
Shot clock at 3. Oh, Alpha! He posterizes Carney inside with the right hand. Smile, you're on a poster. Roy crosses over through the middle, switches to his left. All around Humphries. Are you kidding me?
Brandon Roy, short. Brandon Roy, followed down. Oh my goodness, how good is LaMarcus Aldridge?
The catch, Webster wouldn't take the 3. Outlaw says try this one, and he hits.
Yeah, you can't stop shooting if you're the Blazers, especially Martell Webster.
Jarrett Jack, a nifty move, goes to the hoop and scores with the right.
I mean, it's great that, pretty much all of us are around the same age and going through the same mistakes and the ups and downs all together. Like, all of us were going from page 1 to page 2, page 3, collectively. And I think that's definitely working in our favor.
Webster baseline, the jam with 2 hands.
The bond in his teams, not like any other, because we have the youngest player who gets along with the oldest player on the team. And you have everybody that's just, congratulations. We love what the team is doing.
All day with them talking, man.
We love it. See, and this is what I'm talking about, see? That's what I'm saying, the chemistry. Look, I can talk to Joel, man. We were laughing. Look, get a good shot at Joel. Look at him.
What's up, guy?
Yeah.
This is Marty. This ain't Martell, this is Marty.
That's amazing. That's how you build chemistry and bonding with the team. And that's what we do. That's what we're about. It's team basketball.
Jalen, they look so relaxed out there. You see Joel Prisbilla just joking around with the guys there. Talk about what Nate McMillan has done to get this team to play at such a high level after starting off 5-12.
And that's what winning does also. It makes everybody get along just a little bit better. But I got to give this team and Nate McMillan a ton of credit. But why? Because they get the #1 pick in the draft, Greg Oden, and don't make excuses when he get injured and tell their fans and tell everyone else that, we're just going to wait till Greg get back, so bear with us for a bad season. No, they went out, got it done. The youngest team in the NBA. Brandon Roy has emerged as a basic all-star contender. LaMarcus Aldridge has stepped this game up. And when you got young guys that's learning how to play together, it's hard to get them to take care of the ball, shoot a high percentage, shoot a high three-point percentage, shoot a high field goal percentage. These are all of the things this team is doing at a young age. If Greg Oden is anything is advertised next season, watch out.
Yeah, they will definitely be scary. Blazers starting their longest road trip of the season, going for the series sweep of Toronto. And this is how things started. Andre Bargnani. That's a spicy meatball. Raptors down 6-4. Chris Bosh driving and then hitting the nice runner. What do you like from Bosh?
The thing I like about Chris Bosh is not only he a power forward that can play around the basket, he can play facing the basket and go left or right.
And you see the nice movement there from the Blazers and LaMarcus Aldridge. Now Blazers down 1. Then it's Brandon Roy. There he is setting up for the 3.
His versatility, he plays kind of like a throwback player. He has a medium-range game, plays with a great demeanor, and a tremendous leader for this team.
And then it's Chris Bosh again. Raptors leading by a bucket in the second quarter. Now, we had talked about Nate McMillan and the job he has done in Portland. 10 years ago, Larry Bird won the Coach of the Year, and you're smiling because he was your former coach. What were practices like with him as your coach?
Larry Joe Bird, Larry Legend, he's probably the god of basketball in my life. Here's a guy that I rooted against my entire life, rooting for the Lakers and my idol Magic Johnson, rooting for the Pistons in the
But you got over that quickly, Jalen.
Got over that very quickly when I played for Larry Bird. 3 straight Eastern Conference Finals. Larry Bird was like our E.F. Hutton. If you don't know who E.F. Hutton is, when he talks, people listen. That's right. So he was a leader. He kept us in line. He was a guy that was tremendous to play for, went on to become Coach of the Year, one of the top 50 players of all time, probably one of the greatest small forwards of all time. I learned a lot from Larry. I really appreciate his influence on my career.
How much did he will you and the rest of your teammates to win?
He willed us to win tremendously, because one of the best theories I can say about Larry Bird is watch the tape when Reggie Miller comes off of a baseline screen, pushes off Michael Jordan, makes a game-winning three-point shot, and the building and the world is going wild. They pan the camera to Larry. He's standing there like he has ice water in his veins. That's who Larry Bird is.
All right, same year, Pacers take the Bulls to 7 games. What do you remember from that particular one?
I remember that we were up around 18 points, and then they put in a guy named Tony Kukoc who starts hitting three-point shots. They have another guy with blonde hair named Dennis Rodman who grabs over 20 rebounds. And Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen probably put on the best defensive performance that I've ever seen, literally. There were two guys that they put Scottie Pippen on Mark Jackson, and there were possessions maybe around 5 or 6 where we didn't get the ball across half court. It was kind of like being in high school playing against a team that you were 2 times better than. That's what the Bulls did. They beat you on both ends of the floor. And look at a young Jalen Rose with the ball head out there getting it done against the legends. It was a tremendous series to be the only team to take the Bulls to 7 games. I got suspended actually for game 5, kind of like what happened with Amari Stoudemire and Boris Diaw. So I missed that game. I came back. We won game 6. I made 2 jumpers in the 4th quarter, Larry, and you took me out, and we lost the game.
So you're holding a little bit of resentment towards Larry Legend?
Not at all. None.
No?
Never.
No,
Ever,
okay.
ever.
Okay,
Ever.
so you were okay with
that. He put me
that.
right back in the starting lineup next season, and the truth is to be told, here we are from there on out.
Yeah, and kind of tying this all together, you see the difference between Larry Legend and Nate McMillan. Nate McMillan was a great player for the Sonics, but definitely different coaching styles, but he's effective and he's getting the job done.
And when you look at a lot of these teams that are productive right now, there's a lot of former players that's really getting it done. When you talk about Nate McMillan, you talk about a Sam Mitchell, then you talk about a Phil Jackson, you talk Byron Scott. There's so many guys, Doc Rivers, there's so many guys that are former players that are doing a tremendous job of manning their teams to great seasons so far.
Boy, I felt like I was there with you. Like I wanted to pass you the ball.
I know. What's up, Reggie? I'm open.
Hey, Jalen, Rose, we appreciate it. We'll see you a little bit later on.
Thank you very much.
All right, still coming away, the second NFL game of the day, the Cowboys and the Giants. It's Eli and